This place has a certain power to it. It's like a place of great trauma and pain, and it's also a place of healing.
I don't think as a country we've fully grappled with it. I know as a community we're not done grappling with it.
Minidoka will always be a community-centered historic site.
It's about remembering this, not forgetting, and just saying never again.
Our story on the 80th anniversary of the opening of the Minidoka incarceration camp prompted a lot of positive responses yesterday, but it also prompted a question from Tim, who asked, was there a cemetery at the Minidoka camp? If so, did relatives have them moved to be closer to them at government expense? Tim hopes so. Well, Tim, yes, there was a cemetery at Minidoka, but apparently it was located outside the barbed wire fence. According to this map from 1945, there was a road on the western edge leading to it. And according to records, 193 incarcerees passed away between 1942 and 1945. Being held prisoner in their own country did not keep families from celebrating the lost lives with funerals as traditionally as they could in such a non-traditional place. As for the second part of your question, Tim, whether those buried at Minidoka were sent home with their families at government expense, well, we asked that question of Kurt Ikeda, the Director of Education and Interpretation at the National Historic Site, and he told us, well, the answer isn't perfectly clear. He told us every once in a while the local legend about bodies being left behind from those 3 years, well, they're still occupying farmland outside Block 1 there. He assured us, though, that is definitely not the case. There are no bodies left out there under some farmland. However, Kurt did say records weren't very well kept in Jerome County from that era, so despite their attempts to find out, they aren't completely sure of all the names of the 193 who were buried there or where they went when the incarceration camp was closed in 1945. They do know some who were incarcerated without families and who died there. They were reinterred at local cemeteries. But again, they aren't 100% sure who that may have been. So who paid for removing them and then returning them home? Likely the government, Kurt says. But again, records for that are even scarce. Kurt does know when families were allowed to leave beginning in January of 1945, they were given $25 and a train ticket. And that's it. Likely not enough to pay to transport a deceased family member back home.